This is the ultimate and the only travel guide you will need for your trip to Vienna. You're sitting in front of your computer, scrolling on your phone, and feeling a little overwhelmed while planning your first trip to this beautiful city. You're looking at the map and realizing it's actually bigger than you thought. You're seeing a dozen of different palaces, 5 different ways to get from the airport to the city center, and you have no idea where to start planning. Don't worry, we got you. By the end of this video, you will know all about the must-sees, the must-dos, the must-eats, and how to avoid some mistakes, and also how to save some money. We are Khyati and Purya. We've been living in Vienna for almost all our lives, and we want to make your trip to Vienna as smooth and enjoyable as possible. So let's dive in. Alright, before you land, let's get the basics out of the way. First off, geography. Vienna is the capital of Austria, sitting right in the heart of Central Europe. Just to clear the air, we have the Alps and the opera and not the kangaroos. That's Australia. To give you an idea where we are, we're so centrally located in Europe, you can hop on a train and be in Prague, Budapest, or Munich in about the same time as it would take you to watch 1 or 2 episodes of your favorite Netflix series. Now, let's talk scale. Vienna is as big as 415 square kilometers area-wise. To understand how big that is, you could actually fit the entire city of San Francisco inside Vienna 4 times. But here's the cool part. Even though the city is big, the historic center is so compact that you can walk across the old city in about 20 minutes. It's a city of around 2 million people, roughly the same population as Houston, Texas, or for our friends in India, you can compare it with the population of Indore. So when should you show up? Well, the weather here is sometimes a bit of a drama queen. In the winter, it feels like a Christmas fairy tale hosting the world's largest Christmas market, but the weather is chilly, averaging around 0 degrees Celsius. Think of it like living inside a beautiful refrigerated snow globe. In the summer, however, it's gorgeous for walks around the palaces, blooming gardens, but keep in mind that it hits 30 degrees Celsius easily. Because we don't have a nearby ocean to cool us down, the heat stays in the cobblestones, so it feels like a warm hug that lasts all night. Once you're here, you will be using euro because that's our currency. But there is one old world quirk you have to prepare for. Cash is still king here. In a world where everyone is moving to digital payments, Austria is an outsider. About 60% of all transactions here are still done with physical cash. Austrians have a deep cultural love for physical money. It's more about privacy and supporting small businesses that don't want to pay high card fees. With that being said, you'll find plenty of ATMs around the city, but always keep some real money in your pocket. Many of the best traditional cafes and smaller shops might either have a 10 euro or 15 euro minimum spend for cards or just flat out say cash only. Now, let's talk language. We speak German here, but don't let that intimidate you. Austria actually ranks 3rd in the entire world for English proficiency among non-native countries. Say what? This is a statistic that we came across during our research for this video, and to be honest, it feels like it couldn't be farther from reality. I mean, don't get me wrong, in most restaurants and sightseeing places, you will definitely be able to communicate in English, which was not that obvious 10 years ago, but this ranking doesn't really feel representative. With that being said, it's always polite to start with a Guten Tag or a Servus, but after that, you'll totally be fine with English. Alright, now let's talk about what you actually are coming here to see. Vienna is packed with so much history, but if you want to see the big stuff without feeling like a tourist sheep, you have to do it the smart way. If you try to squeeze in everything in your 2 to 3 day visit, you will be overwhelmed. To avoid that, pick out a couple of things to do and see from the upcoming list depending on your interest. We have categorized them into the following: churches, places in art, architecture, and vibes in parks. First up, churches. Now, even if you're not religious, you have to visit a few of Vienna's churches. There are some of the most dramatic buildings in the world. The big one is St. Stephen's Cathedral, a Gothic masterpiece. To give you a sense of its scale, the spire is nearly 137 meters tall, which is taller than a 40-story skyscraper. All that built by hand hundreds of years ago. It's actually free to walk inside, But here's the local life hack. Most people try to climb the 343 tight spiral stairs of the South Tower. Please don't do it. It's narrow, claustrophobic, and there have been plenty of incidents where people panic halfway up. Instead, go to the North Tower and take the lift. It's faster, safer, and gives you a much better view of the iconic zigzag colored roof tiles. But remember, for this, you will need some cash in hand. Once you've seen the main cathedral, take a 5-minute walk to Fleischmarkt to see the Green Orthodox Church. While the outside has this striking, colorful brickwork, the inside is like stepping into a jewelry box made of solid gold. It's a hidden gem that most people miss because they stay on the tourist path. Next up, right in the heart of the shopping district around Graben, make sure to pop into Peterskirche. It's a Baroque masterpiece tucked away in a tiny square, and the interior is again so gold and ornate, it will make your head spin. Plus, they often have free organ concerts, so check out their websites if you want to attend a concert. And of course, you have to see Karlskirche on the edge of the first district. It has this massive green dome and 2 giant columns out front. And here's an insider tip: go there at sunset to actually see the reflection of the church in the pond outside. It is easily one of the most beautiful photo spots in all of Vienna. Now, if you want a mix of old architecture and modern technology, head over to Votivkirche near the university. It looks like a giant white lace castle made of stone, but inside they often host these incredible immersive light shows that project art across the vaulted ceilings. It's a completely different way to experience a church, and you can find tickets for those online. But here's a quick reminder: these are still active places of worships for locals, so when you enter, make sure to take off your hat, keep your voices to a whisper, and be as respectful and as quiet as possible so you don't disturb the peace. Now that you have chosen the churches you want to visit, let's talk palaces and art. If you've seen photos of a massive glowing yellow palace surrounded by endless gardens, you're looking at our famous Schönbrunn Palace. Think of it as the Austrian Versailles. It was the summer getaway for the Habsburgs' royal family, basically their version of a modest vacation home. Except it has exactly 1,441 rooms. It's a massive UNESCO World Heritage Site, and even if you aren't a history buff, the sheer scale of this palace will make your jaw drop. Here's a local tip: you actually don't have to pay a fortune to enjoy this place. While the room tours inside are paid, the large imperial gardens and the park are completely free to enter. You can spend an entire afternoon wandering through the fountains and the flower beds without spending a cent. Just make sure to hike up the hill to the Gloriette. It's the best free view that you will get in the city. And there's a cafe at the top where you can grab a coffee and enjoy it like royalty. Now, if you want to step inside a museum but aren't sure which one to pick, you have 2 world-class options that offer totally different vibes. First, there's the Upper Belvedere. This isn't just a museum, it's a stunning, opulent palace that was once a summer residence for Prince Eugene of Savoy in the 18th century. The Lower Belvedere was used as his residence, whereas the Upper Belvedere was dedicated to host grand parties. Today, it's home to world-famous Austrian art, including Gustav Klimt's most famous painting, The Kiss. It's made with real 24-karat gold leaf, and honestly, standing in front of it is one of those rare moments that actually lives up to the hype because it literally glows. Plus, the palace gardens overlooking the city are free to walk through and offer some of the best photo backgrounds in Vienna. Now, if you want something even more grand, head over to the Art History Museum. You'll find it right on the Ringstraße, sitting on a beautiful square called Maria-Theresienplatz. It's one half of a pair of identical twin buildings. The one directly opposite is the Natural History Museum. Even if you aren't a huge art person, the building itself would blow your mind. It was built by the emperor specifically to house the Habsburgs' massive collection of gold, armor, and masterpieces. The grand staircase inside is probably the most beautiful interior in the city. But here's a big heads up. Many people hear about the legendary cafe located under the museum's massive dome because it's widely considered one of the most beautiful cafe settings in the world. Just keep in mind that you need a museum ticket to enter the cafe. Since it's located inside the gallery, you cannot just walk in for a cup of coffee. So definitely save that coffee break for the day you're actually planning to spend a few hours exploring the art. Now for architecture lovers. Honestly, even if you're not one, you will become one after strolling around the ring. This is the Grand Boulevard that circles the old city center, and it's essentially a parade of the most beautiful buildings in Vienna. You'll see the State Opera, the twin museums that we just talked about, the Parliament, which looks like a giant Greek temple. You will also see the Rathaus, which is the city hall, and Burgtheater. But here's the thing about walking through Vienna's historical center. It's an emotional experience. After 10 minutes of walking, you will realize you aren't just walking through a city, you're walking through a museum. You feel this incredible sense of weight and history, like every cobblestone has a story to tell. It's grand, it's elegant, and it makes you want to stand a little taller just to match the vibe of the buildings. The crown jewel of this feeling is definitely Hofburg. This was the winter power seat of the Habsburgs for over 600 years, so when you walk through those massive stone gates into Heldenplatz, it's overwhelming. You're standing in this giant, sweeping open space surrounded by imperial greatness on every side. It's a kind of place that makes you feel tiny, but in a way that's totally inspiring. From there, take a literal 2-minute walk into the Volksgarten. It is, in our opinion, the most beautiful park in this city. It's free, and in the summer it's home to over 400 variety of roses. There's a stunning white temple dedicated to Theseus right in the middle, and sitting there watching the locals read the paper while surrounded by all that history, it's pure magic. Pro tip, if your feet start screaming at you from all that walking, just hop on the tram line number 1. It loops the ring so you can see all the landmarks from a window seat for the price of a standard ticket, which you probably already paid. Now, if you want a break from the crowds, head over to Spittelberg neighborhood. This is our favorite hidden spot of the city. Centuries ago, this was actually city's red light district. In the 70s, the city wanted to tear it down, but the locals fought back and saved it. Now it's a dreamy village in the city with cobblestone lanes, Biedermeier houses, and tiny boutiques. It's also the perfect place for a quiet afternoon coffee or a lunch. Finally, let's talk vibes and parks. In the summer, the Donaukanal is the heartbeat of the city. It's vibrant and covered in world-class street art and lined with multiple beach bars. For some old-school fun, head to the Prater Amusement Park. The entry is free, you just have to pay for the rides you actually dare to ride. If the Ferris wheel line is too long, go to Donaupark and take the elevator up to the Danube Tower for a 360-degree panorama of the cute skyline that we have. And if you want a true forest in the city feel, take the trek to Leinzer Tiergarten. It's a massive wildlife preserve where you can find the Hermes Villa, a palace that Emperor Franz Josef gave to Sissi to try and convince her to stay in Vienna more often. Wow, you've already made it this far into the video. Here's a huge thank you for watching. If this is helping you cut through the travel planning noise, then hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us to make more of these deep dive videos for you. Alright, let's get into the heart of the city, the food. Vienna is a total foodie playground, and let's be real, if you just walk into the first place you see on a main tourist square, you're probably gonna pay for double the meal that's only half as good. To eat like a local, you have to know the Viennese way. First up, the undisputed heavyweight champion is Wiener Schnitzel. Think of it as the world's most refined comfort food. Traditionally, it's a high-quality cut of veal, pounded until it's as thin as a smartphone, breaded and pan-fried in butter until the crust bubbles up like a golden cloud. It's usually so big, it literally hangs off the edges of the plate. Now, everyone goes to Figlmüller. They're the kings of marketing, and their schnitzel are legendary for their size. But if you want a more authentic, high-end experience, head to Meiselenschaden. They have a huge glass window where you can actually watch the chefs pounding the meat. If you're looking for a hidden garden vibe away from the crowds, Head to Glasses Beisel. It's tucked behind the Museumsquartier and is a total local favorite. Pro tip, always book a table ahead of time. If you don't eat veal or pork, just ask for a Hühnerschnitzel, which is a chicken version and just as good. Now, if you want to eat like royalty, you have to try Tafelspitz at Plachuta. This was Emperor Franz Josef's favorite meal, and eating it is a whole multi-step ritual. You start with rich beef broth, then you move on to the bone marrow on toasted rye bread, and finally you eat the tender boiled beef with horseradish and applesauce. It's fancy, it's theatrical, and it's a total must if you want to dine the Viennese way. Now, when you're on the move and don't want a sit-down meal, you have to hit a Würstelstand, which is a sausage stand. Our sausage culture is so legendary that it's actually UNESCO protected. Order a Käsekreiner, which is a sausage filled with chunks of Emmentaler cheese. When it's grilled, that cheese turns into molten gold. Just a warning, when you bite into it, the cheese will squirt out. It's piping hot, so watch your skin and your clothes. While you're wandering through the city, you'll also see langos, a giant disc of deep-fried dough rubbed with garlic and kebabs on every corner. Now, technically, langos is Hungarian and kebabs are Turkish, but they've been part of the city for so long, they're honorary Viennese citizens. They are the ultimate cheap, salty fuel for a day of exploring. Now for the best market experience, walk through Naschmarkt to see the colors and smells of the spices. But if you want to see where locals do their grocery shoppings without the tourist prices, then head to Brunnenmarkt or Karmelitermarkt. It's much more real and much more easier on your wallet. Now let's talk sweets. Everyone will tell you to get a Sachertorte, the famous chocolate cake. You can have it at the Hotel Sacher or Café Demel. Here's a fun fact. There has actually been a massive rivalry between Hotel Sacher and Café Demel over who has the original recipe. Our favorite Sachertorte until now has been from Kurkonditorei Oberla, but honestly, Sachertorte can be a little dry. It's definitely not our favorite. If you actually want a real hug from a grandma feeling, you should order Kaiserschmarrn. Imagine a giant fluffy shredded pancake that's been caramelized in a pan with butter and sugar served steaming hot with plum jam. It smells like vanilla and pure happiness. It's rustic, it's messy, and 100% better than a slice of cake. Here's a local insider hack. The line to sit down at Demel usually stretches down the block. Don't waste an hour of your life standing on the sidewalk. Walk right past the line, head to the to-go window, and grab your Kaiserschmarrn or jam-filled Buchteln in a box. You can take them to the nearby Hofburg courtyards and eat like a pro while everyone else is still waiting on the table. To wash all that down, you need to understand the coffee house culture. In Vienna, a cafe isn't just a place to get caffeine. You can see it as your extended living room. If you're used to to-go cup and being rushed out, this will be a culture shock. You can order one melange, it's similar to a cappuccino but just a little bit stronger, and sit there for 3 hours. Nobody will ever bring you the bill unless you ask for it. It's a place to read the paper, write in your journal, or just stare out the window and do some people watching. Now, when you're ready to move on to something more stronger than caffeine, you might be surprised to learn that Vienna is a world-class wine city. In fact, it is the only world capital with major wine production right inside the city limits. We have over 700 hectares of vineyards, just a tram or bus ride away. You absolutely have to try a Wiener gemischter Satz. It's a crisp, refreshing white wine where different grapes are grown and fermented together. It basically tastes like a Viennese summer in a glass. But the real magic happens when you head to a Heuriger. These are these traditional wine taverns, mostly concentrated in the 19th district, and they are the soul of the city's social life. The vibe there is the definition of Gemütlichkeit, that unique Austrian word for coziness. Imagine sitting in a green courtyard with a glass of wine. That can be the ultimate I love my life moment. I know this is a lot to remember, so Puri and I have done the work for you. We've put together a Google Maps list of all of our favorite restaurants in Vienna. So you can just hit navigate and go. You can grab this restaurant guide on our website. The link is in the description box below. But here's the deal. We're thinking of making a second list, specifically budget bites. for which we will purely focus on the best cheap eats that only locals know about. If you want us to build that, then comment Budget Bites below. Once we hit 20 comments requesting it, we'll start building it and upload it as soon as possible. The faster you comment, the faster we can get to it. Now let's talk about getting you from the airport to the city center. There are several ways to get to the city from the airport, including taxis, rental cars, buses, and various trains. We've actually made a separate video breaking down every single one of these options. So if you want to deep dive into the logistics, then check it out after this one. But for this guide, we're going to give you the absolute most affordable option that we locals also use. When you land and head towards the trains, you're going to be bombarded by big flashy green signs for the CAT, which is the city airport train. It's sleek, it's fast, only 16 minutes, and it costs 15 euros for a single trip. However, if you want to save your money, then just walk right past those flashy green machines and look for red ÖBB machines. You want the standard S-Bahn, specifically the S7 line or the Railjet. It takes maybe about 10 to 12 minutes longer than the fancy green train, but it only costs about 4.40 to 5 euros, and that's enough savings to buy you your first Viennese lunch. Now, once you're in the city, the metro or the U-Bahn is your best friend. Vienna's public transportation system is ranked top 3 globally for a reason. During the day, trains come every 2 to 4 minutes. In cities like New York or London, you might wait 15 minutes or even longer for a connection. But here, if you miss a train, you barely have time to check your phone before the next one arrives. And here's the part that confuses most first-time visitors: the trust system. If you've traveled in New York, London, you're used to turnstiles or gates that stop you until you scan a ticket. In Vienna, there are no barriers. You walk just straight from the sidewalk onto the train. It feels like everything is free, but please do not fall for it. We have undercover ticket inspectors who look like regular commuters. They could be the person in suit next to you or a student with a backpack. They'll wait until the door closes and then they pull out the badge and start checking everyone. If you're caught without a validated ticket, the fine is 105 euros. To put that into perspective, that's about the price of a fancy 3-course dinner for 2, gone in an instant. And "I'm a tourist" is not an excuse they accept anymore. So buy your pass, stamp it in the blue box, and enjoy the ride stress-free. This brings us to the blue box rule. If you buy a physical paper ticket, you must validate it. Look for the little blue poles at the entrance of the metro or the yellow-orange boxes inside the buses and trams. You slide your ticket in, it makes a ding and stamps it with time. If it's not stamped, it's not valid, so the inspector will fine you. Just a quick update for 2026. Vienna has simplified things. The old 48 and 72-hour tickets have been discontinued. So we would recommend you to either get the 24-hour pass or just get the 7-day pass if you're staying longer than 1 day. The pass is an incredible deal. It often pays itself in just 2 days of exploring the city. Now, if you want more infos on our public transport system, check out this video next for a deep dive. Alright, before you guys head out, here's a rapid fire round on what mistakes to avoid and how you can actually save some money during your trip in Vienna. Let's start with the shoe reality check. Vienna is paved in gorgeous historic cobblestones. They look amazing in photos, but they are a nightmare for your feet. If you wear thin-soled shoes or heels, you'll be in pain by lunch. Wear your most comfortable sneakers, no one is looking at your feet. They are all looking at the beautiful buildings. The Mozart scam. You'll see guys in 18th century velvet suits and wigs hanging out near the cathedral or at the opera house. They'll try to sell you last-minute tickets to a concert. Just do yourself a favor and keep walking. They're usually selling some overpriced, low-quality shows in average tourist halls. For the real deal, always book your tickets directly through the official state opera or Philharmonic websites. The standing ticket hack. You want to see an opera in one of the world's most famous houses without spending 200 euros? If you queue up at the State Opera House about 80 to 90 minutes before a show, you can grab standing room tickets for just a few euros. You get the same world-class performance for the price of a meal. The water rule. Stop buying plastic water bottles. It's a total waste of money here in Vienna. Vienna's tap water literally comes from alpine springs. It's some of the best in the world. Look for the Trinkwasser fountains scattered all over the city, bring a reusable bottle and fill up for free, saving the environment and saving some money. Café Central alternative. The line at Café Central is usually a 45-minute wait in the cold. Just don't do it. Walk 5 minutes to Gesner Café near the opera. It's a 3-story palace of cakes, and the top floor has a stunning view of the opera house while you eat. It's just as grand, but much more insider. The City Pass. There are several different passes, like the Vienna Pass, the Vienna City Card, and many others. They usually include free or discounted entries to many sightseeing locations. Before you buy one, check the entry fees for the 2 or 3 places you actually want to see. Unless you're going to do 3 museums a day, it's often cheaper to just pay at the door. So definitely do the math before buying these passes. Sunday Ghost Town. This catches everyone off guard. In Vienna, Sunday is a sacred day of rest. It's actually the law. 95% of shops and supermarkets are closed. The city goes quiet, which is beautiful for a walk, but if you need a snack or a bottle of wine for your room, buy it on Saturday. Restaurants and museums, of course, stay open, but for everything else, plan ahead. Otherwise, you will have to visit some of the busiest supermarkets at the train station, which will not do anything for your mood. The Wiener Grand. If your waiter seems a little grumpy with you, don't take it personally. We call this the Wiener Grand. It's a specific kind of grumpy charm that's part of the old school cafes and Gasthaus culture. They aren't trying to be rude, they're just being authentically Viennese. Tipping culture. Tipping is not as aggressive as it is in the US, but it's still expected. The rule of thumb is to round up or add about 10% if you were absolutely happy with the food and the service. Instead of leaving cash on the table, tell the waiter the total amount you want to pay as you hand over your cash or card. Last but not least, the Fork money-saving tip. Before you head out to dinner, check the app The Fork. You can often book a table at some of the city's best restaurants and even get 20 to 50% off your food bill. It's the easiest way to eat like a king, but on a budget. Use our referral code in the description box below. And there you have it, guys. This is how you conquer Vienna like a total pro. Honestly, the city is so much more than just a living museum. It's a place where you can eat like royalty, drink wine in the middle of a vineyard, and then hop on a metro that arrives faster than you can send a text. Now here's the ultimate tip that we want to give you. Don't try to cram everything into 3 days like a maniac. You will not be doing yourself a favor. So instead, pick what you love from this video, leave the rest, and just enjoy the vibe. Vienna is a city where time actually slows down. Now, if this guide helped you feel a little less overwhelmed with your planning, then hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so we can make more videos like this. And don't forget to comment budget bites if you want the best cheap eats in Vienna. Servus, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!